I took a deep breath, made a wish, and blew out my 30 candles in front of me on my 30th birthday. 6 weeks later, I wasn't feeling right, so I took a test. It was New Year's Eve. What do we like to do on New Year's Eve? Drink! So I took a test to see if would that be a good idea or not. I found out quickly it was not, as I found I was expecting my second child. So excited, tell my husband we start enjoying the process of another baby in the house. I already had a 2-year-old. 6 weeks later, I started bleeding. And ladies, when you're pregnant, you're expecting 9 months of reprieve, right? So the first thought is you're pissed. You're like, I want my money back. And the second thought is, oh shit, what's going on, right? We never want to see that. I rush off to the hospital. They do all the tests, the ultrasound. I was only 14 weeks pregnant. And the new intern, the young doctor, looked at me and he's like, ma'am, you have a 50-50 chance that this baby's gonna make it. My first thought is, dude, you've gotta work on your bedside manner with these women, these scared freak moms, right? Not gonna serve you well if you don't figure that out. But the second thought is, oh my God, are we gonna be able to keep this baby, right? So that night I stayed at the hospital and this nurse that was on call was like, you are not losing this baby on my watch. And true to her word, I didn't. They sent me home with a prescription of bedrest. Now, if anybody knows me, that is not my MO. I was a chiropractor working 6 days a week, running after a toddler, and I also teach high-intensity aerobics. Right, so sitting on my butt for an extended period of time was not in my mindset at that time. However, having a healthy baby was. And shortly after, I felt a little tiny kick. Now, it could have been gas, right? You never know. It's kind of iffy at that time, right? But I chose to think that my unborn child was telling me, like, hey, Mom, we got this. We're going to get through it. Even though I had no idea what was going to happen. A few weeks went by, still on the couch. The couch and I had a love affair for quite a while. The couch is still in our possession. I should really have burned it, but nonetheless, we have this couch. Sat on that couch. Those days turned into weeks. 3 weeks went by. Everything seemed okay. Went off to the doctor. They're like, yeah, you're free. Just in time for the bleeding to start again. I had a tear between the placenta and the uterus. Go back to the couch. Trying to manage my mind, figuring out ways, how can I not lose my sanity, begging people to just take pity on me and just come talk to me. I was almost to the point of paying people to come visit me, just to keep my mind sharp. I started blogging, trying to make sense and meaning of this timeout that I'd been in and this imprisonment of my couch. All the while, thinking about my unborn child, knowing that I would be willing to do whatever it took to make sure that this pregnancy was successful. So those 3 weeks turned to a month, turned to another month, and another month, and another month. And just for kicks, one more after that. After 20 weeks on my ass, I was so worried, by the way. I was trying to do bicep curls to do some sort of physical activity because I was worried that everything was going to be exploding of 20 weeks on my butt. Nonetheless, irregardless, the vanity aside, I focused on being quiet and really trying to manage it. And after 20 weeks, I was finally released from my imprisonment of the couch. I was deemed healthy enough to go into the world, pregnant. I was so excited because I'm like, oh, I can finally be in full bloom. Everybody can see my pregnant belly. And 2 weeks later, I lay down in my bed and I feel this pop and a gush. And my first thought again was, oh my God, I'm bleeding, I'm hemorrhaging. I raced to the bathroom. To my relief, it was clear. And it was evident that I was going to be going into labor. Rushed to the hospital. Now, mind you, I'd been in the hospital off and on for 20 weeks. They were getting really tired of seeing my face, as I was getting really tired of seeing theirs. And then one of the guys, one of the OBs, God love him, had really big hands. Really was not happy to see him again. Nonetheless, I get to the hospital in labor. My other doctor, who had small hands, came. Very glad, very grateful for her. Nonetheless, they put me on those therapy balls, they call them birthing balls. It's just an exercise ball, just renamed, repurposed. Sat on that and started the labor. My hope, since I had 20 weeks of bed rest, was I wanted a normal, natural delivery. I was a chiropractor, so I'm a little wackadoodle granola, and I didn't want to have drugs and surgery. So I get to the point where I'm finally getting to that place in labor where I'm like, yeah, screw it, give me the drugs now. At which point they found out that I was 10 centimeters fully effaced, and they told me, as the doctor's about ready to check me again, the anesthesiologist is walking in, too late. All of a sudden the crutch was gone. I dug in. 15 minutes later, I gave birth to Carter Jackson Lindenmuth, 6 pounds, fully healthy, and he has been an absolute joy in my life for the past 11 years. Thank you.